I'm pretty sure I think I know what it is. I mean, it could be 3 different things, so that's why I want you to watch this particular video, and hopefully you can fix your own if it's clicking like this, because if I can't fix it and if it keeps clicking, then I may be forced to just take this thing down and go buy a new one and say phooey on this because I can't fix the clicking, that I'm just gonna throw it away. But I don't think I'm gonna have to do that, okay? Stick around and I'll show you the different steps that I go about checking on any ceiling fan. I don't care what brand it is. This happens to be a Hampton Bay, okay? And it was just a little handheld device here, and you're like, how do you make that work for that? Well, there's just a light switch over on the wall, and when they moved in, there was just a blank plate up there. That way you could either put a light fixture up there and have it controlled by the light switch, or you can put a ceiling fan. Put a ceiling fan up there, and if it's just controlled by a light switch, see, they got 2 light switches over here, and I'll bet you it's this one. I turn that goes off. You see that? I hit the other one, and that's the side by the bed. Okay? I turn this one on. That's the ceiling fan. Now the ceiling fan's not going to go back on. Oh yeah. Well, I think it is going back on. It's only going back on because it was already on one time. But if it was off, then you come over here to this controller. You can turn the fan off. Hear that clicking? You can turn the fan off and on. Well, fan off is here. And then when it's off, if you want to turn it on low, you press here, medium, high, and then the light. You press the light, and it says dimmer too. So see, I can press that. Now I got it on high. It's got to turn it off. When I turn it back on, it first goes dim. Hey, what's the deal? Oh, here we go. See? You can have it really super dim, or you can turn it off. Want it on a little bit more, just keep pressing that, and the light goes back on. Okay, all of that's controlled by that one light switch over there. Yeah, I'm going to turn that back off. I'm going to leave. Actually, I'm going to turn this off now. Okay, now it's off. All of that controlled by that one light switch, and there's no fancy electrical wiring from there. It just comes up here, power on, you know, a black and white wire and a ground wire up there, and that's it. Well, when you install this, they have this little monitor. It's a little box that kind of fits up in there, up inside that canopy that's right up against the ceiling. Okay, right up in there. You put this little thing and you hook that to the wires from the ceiling fan, and then to the wires in the ceiling that go back down to the light switch. It's kind of like a little a solenoid type thing. It's a you know, it reads from here on up to there, you know, a little signal thing, and you can adjust, and then you can adjust it by that handheld remote. Okay, and that's all there is to it. If you don't get the remote modular thing that fits up in there, then obviously you're only getting a ceiling fan that's controlled with a pole chain. A pole chain, and you get 2 pole chains. One pole chain for the light. If you have a light kit, 1 pole chain to go on, off, or on, high, on, medium, low, off. And you don't want all that stuff, so you want the remote. The remote costs you a little bit more, okay? That's another way that you can do it. And incidentally, if you have a ceiling fan, I don't know why I'm talking about this, because this was only supposed to be fixing a clicking ceiling fan, but I'm giving you a little more information. If you have a regular ceiling fan that's just controlled by the pole chain, after you turn it on, with the light switch over there and you want to change that, you can. You can buy this modular that fits up in your canopy. You can buy that at the store separately. I think it's like around $50. And then it would come with the remote, a handheld remote like this. Okay, and then you can just put it up in your existing ceiling fan up in there, rewire it. It's very simple to do, and you can do it that way. Or if you don't want the remote, and say, yeah, the kids lose it and they throw it around and they break it and stuff. Well, you don't have to get a handheld remote. They've got other ones that has the little remote module that fits up in there, and then you can take your light switch out. Yeah, you can take your light switch out of the wall, and you can put the little remote there where it'll have off and maybe high, medium, low, and then another thing for the light, or maybe it just has fan. We've got one that has off and reverse for the fan, light, and fan. When you press the fan one, I'm like, how do you adjust this thing? Well, you just keep your finger on the adjustment thing, and then you hear the little module up there. It goes meow, 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 like that, and each one of those is a different setting. And then to turn it off, you press the fan button off. So they have different types of things like that for your ceiling fans. That's probably about $50 too. Either way, with the remote, $50, that and the top thing. Or if you get just the fan switch and the module, they run about $50. Or you can buy it with your ceiling fan. Look for ceiling fans, and sometimes they come with the remote already included in the cost of the whole thing. And maybe your ceiling fan doesn't really cost you much more than a regular ceiling fan without the remote. Just look and see. They've got all different kinds of brands, makes, models, and read it. If you can't see it on there, if you can't see where it says comes with remote or not, ask a salesperson and they'll tell you which ones come with the remote and stuff. Okay, so enough of that. It's time for me to go up there and start working on this ceiling fan. Now, obviously, the first thing I got to do, because this one's got a canopy for a light, is I've got to take that off of there before I do anything. Okay, that's why I got the pliers, because I'm not sure. I think this one unscrews at the bottom, and it does. It's been a while. Most, different ceiling fans come apart different ways. But, good grief. Okay. Just be careful with it, because if I break this, I'd have a heck of a time trying to find another base that fits that. Sometimes you might be able to order one if you know what the brand of your ceiling fan is. Okay, so that is the first step. I don't think I'm going to need my pair of pliers now, so I'm just going to take those out of my pocket. Now, I'm ready for the next step. I got to get up there and take a look at it, because I was wanting to get up to the fan blades, but it looks like I may have to take that bottom base out of there. And so I'll look at that next. Okay, I've got to get back up here now and see what to do with this next thing. It's been a while since I've done this, because sometimes you can get up to the screws for the fan blades, and that's what I wanted to look at, because sometimes these blades could be loose. The screws could be loose on top of the blades, or the blade attachment that goes to the base here. Before I do that, I've got to pull, I got to pull this bottom thing off, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that just yet. There should be some screws up there. to take this off first. And like I say, each ceiling fan is slightly different. Okay? So I'm going to have to find my phone, get my flashlight on the phone, and kind of shine it up there to see where the mounting screws are. See if I can't figure this out here. I see one screw there, one screw, okay, I see them. There's 3 little screws up in here, and I'm pretty sure those are the 3 that I've got to, well, I'm pretty sure they're those 3. There's some other screws around here. I'm just going to have to try this and see. You know, if there was no light kit on here, it would be a lot easier. Okay, how am I gonna do that? I think that this whole thing swivels down from there. I'm not sure if I have to pull this off. I'm not quite sure. Good Lord. Hey, you're gonna have to go through the same thing. When you look at yours, you can see, I know that piece there's got to come off. Okay. And it's not very light in this bedroom. I'm pretty sure it's these 3 screws, but yeah. Okay, good. That's loose. Okay, now maybe I can turn my light off. Okay. Oh, look at that. It was just 3 screws on this particular one, and you fit this up over the screws and then turn it and tighten it up. Now see, it's attached with a wire there, and it has a little connection here, but I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna mess with that. I don't think I have to do anything with that. Okay? So we got it up to there. Now, what's next? Well, stick with me. We're right in this.